Formula One, a sport that spans hearts, minds and nations, where the 20 best drivers in the world come together to take on some of the world's most historic circuits. And that legacy continues today. The 2021 championship was thrilling from start to finish, and 2022 is set to be even better. New regulations will usher in an age of pioneering changes. New driving talent alongside returning champions will be dueling it out to the bitter end. The pressure will be on the team principals in the upcoming season as they manage their drivers, their cars and the whole team to push to victory. This is not a challenge for the faint-hearted. This is Formula One. Mercedes returned to F1 in 2010, and since 2014 they've won the Constructors' Championships back-to-back every year. In 2021 they took home the Constructors' Championship once more. Ferrari have entered Formula One every year since the World Championship began back in 1950. They still hold the most championship titles of any team. The team had a solid season in 2021, securing third place in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari are very much in it to win it. With strong leadership over the 2022 season and beyond, expect to see them fighting for those podium places. If all goes well, they'll be aiming for that top spot as the seasons progress.
Hi there. Nice to meet you. I'm Audrey Menser, one of the team's senior engineers. Welcome to the team. It's great to have you on board. Ferrari have an impressive history in F1, and we had a good finish last season. There's always room to improve though, so it's a good job you're here. Now, let's show you around. As our new team principal, you're responsible for a lot of aspects of the team. Everything from managing our team's growth, overseeing our finances, and deciding on race day strategies will be in your hands. You can keep an eye on most things from your dashboard here. I can take you through it now. First up, an overview of the board. They're the ones who set the expectations for the team. If they're confident in your leadership, you'll be fine. If they lose confidence in you, however, they might look to replace you. The board sets season objectives for the team to achieve. Reaching them will help keep confidence high, so be sure to familiarise yourself with what's expected. You'll want to keep an eye on the long-term objective for beyond this season as well. Okay then, let's look ahead to the race weekend. We need to start preparing for the next Grand Prix, which will be the first of the season. As it's your first day though, there's nothing urgent for you to address. Feel free to explore more, or... This is your calendar for the month. This is where you'll carry out your final preparations for the next race. We'll come back here later. One of my favourite places. This is where the car builds happen, and where we develop and store our car parts. Throughout the season, you'll want to make sure the team are working on upgrading components, and that both cars are being kept in good repair. You can also use car analysis to compare our car builds to other teams. Every team will continuously develop their cars over the season, so it's important you keep an eye on them. You can compare our team cars against any other team here, or even against an average of all teams. If you want to drill down even further, you can compare performance of specific car parts too. This is where you'll find relevant information on the team's drivers and reserve driver, including their performance ratings and contract details. You can also scout for new drivers to make sure we have the best driver pairing we can. It's not just the fastest car that makes a team the best in F1. It's the people doing the hard work behind the scenes. Manage your staff from here, from department heads to your pit crew, and keep up to date on their performance. From here, you can see all the team's facilities, from the staff buildings to the car part development centres. You can build new facilities or, if the team has the time and money, upgrade our existing ones. Facilities affect all areas of our team's performance. Over time, facilities will degrade and become less effective, so keep an eye on their condition. When this happens, we'll need to look at refurbishing or even upgrading that facility to get back to maximum efficiency. Don't forget to check in with the board often. You can monitor board confidence levels, your available budget, and your progress towards a greater team rating from here. Here, you can delve deeper into team finances and see our balance. It's no longer your first day. We'll have you on top of things in no time. You'll continue moving through days this way until it's time for the race, which you can see in the upcoming events list. It's good to get in the habit of regularly checking that list. Let's take a look at what needs doing today. You have an alert in the top corner. There's an important email awaiting a response, so you should check your inbox when you're ready. Looks like you've received a budget approval request. Most of the team's budget is decided by the board at the start of the season, plus whatever we get from last season's prize money and any extra sponsorship revenue we earn. I reckon that's a good decision. It should keep the team in high spirits anyway. Now that's dealt with, we can focus on our first Grand Prix of the season. The race weekend is still a few days away, so move forward when you're ready. There's always some final work to do before we can set off. Check your inbox for... Okay, you have all the information you should need. Let's head to race preparation to see if there's any remaining tasks for us to complete. This is your race preparation area, where you'll get the team ready for the upcoming race weekend. You can also find all the information you need on the circuit we're racing on here. One thing you'll always need to do before each race weekend is setting our performance targets. These help us generate more potential rewards for the team. Here we've got the performance targets for this coming weekend. If we meet these, we'll gain extra revenue. Looks like we've got incentives for both the qualifying session and the race. If we can reach those targets, we'll get an additional payout, and it won't cost the team anything if we don't meet them. You can also decide to add targets here and offer our sponsors guarantees. These are a risk, as we face a potential financial loss if we don't meet them. But if we do, we'll gain a much larger reward. Okay, if you want to offer a guarantee for this weekend and raise the team's potential rewards, now is your chance. That feels like something we can achieve without too much difficulty. The reward if we meet the guarantee is good, and the potential loss doesn't seem too bad either. Okay, we're done here. Let's head... You've done everything needed, and the team can't wait to get started. It's time for the first race of the season.
Welcome to the archipelago of Formula One. Bahrain might have a small land footprint, but it's showing its big spirit right now in the grandstands. Either way, it's time for another fantastic weekend of Grand Prix racing. The Bahrain International Circuit is a challenging track, and the cars routinely have to brake from high gear to low to take the narrow turns. With the need for downhill braking, the risk of locking up is one drivers will need to manage. It's all about focus and balance to get victory here. At this early stage in the season, there are still plenty of opportunities for things to change. In this sport, there simply are no guarantees. Let's get this underway.
Great to see you again. Welcome to your first race weekend with the team. It's Friday, so we're kicking off with free practice 1 as usual. Over here is our race preparation area. This is where you can make any changes you need ahead of the upcoming practice session. Rest assured the team have already prepared the cars for practice. When you're ready, we can continue to the practice session. During race weekends, you can decide whether you want to manage the practice sessions yourself or whether to hand over control to your team. As it's your first race weekend, you should let the team handle the practice sessions.
Today has already seen the culmination of practice, so we move on now to the all-important qualifying session. There are no more chances to practice this weekend. It gets serious from now on in, as our teams prepare to record their best lap times ahead of tomorrow's race. One good lap isn't enough to guarantee a strong position, with consistency absolutely essential for those looking to succeed. Strap yourselves in. This is Formula One.
To help maximise our drivers' performance, the team have them work on 3 goals during practice: track acclimatisation, car parts knowledge, and setup confidence. If you manage the session yourself, you might get an even better performance from the drivers for the rest of the weekend. Right, time for qualifying. Our results here will determine where we start on the grid for Sunday's race. Qualifying takes place over 3 knockout rounds, and only the fastest... Same as practice, the team can handle qualifying for you if you like. Let's get you hands-on for this round though, just to make sure you're feeling confident before race day kicks off. Our drivers need to be setting their fastest possible lap times, so we can advance to the next round of qualifying. The slowest 5 cars will be knocked out. Keep a careful eye on time remaining. The time limit on qualifying rounds really ramps up the pressure. Right then, let's get a car out on the track for its first run and see how it goes. car is fitted with a number of onboard cameras, so you can see the action as it happens. You can also use the map view if you like. It gives you a good overview of the whole track and all the cars. Remember, you're managing 2 drivers throughout the session, so make sure to keep an eye on both of them.
Just look after these tires.
Copy.
That's a decent time for a flying lap. Keep an eye on the standings throughout the session, and try and keep the drivers out of the knockout zone. Right then, that qualifying run is done, so the driver will return to the pits now. I know everything happens so fast over a race weekend, but if you need to catch your breath, you can pause for as long as you like. Or, if things aren't moving fast enough for you, you can speed up a little. Our driver is back in the pits. You need to reconfigure the car before we can send them back out. Let's go and take a look. The team will make sure the run plan is updated to include refueling. So all you have to do is fit some fresh tyres. Here you can see all the tyre compounds available this weekend. When making any changes, just be sure you're considering both the condition and the compound of the selected tyre. We want maximum performance during qualifying, so let's use a fresh, soft compound tyre. Soft tyres are the fastest in dry conditions. Confirm the configuration with the team when you're happy. Brilliant. The car's ready to head back out at your say-so. It's probably best to do at least one more run before the end of the round. Unless you're feeling very confident about our time. The track will have more grip later in the round, but there will also be more traffic. It's up to you to decide when you want to send the car out. Whatever gets us through to Q2.
Was that a lock-up on the track? We can take a look now. Now look at this, it's Pierre Gasly. They've locked up, but that could have been much worse. The team are really disappointed with that. Let's hope it doesn't set them back too badly. Sounds like we've had a spin. Let's take a closer look. Now we see Valtteri Bottas. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. The car's just gone. That's going to be a big blow to the team. Will they be able to recover? We'll see. Oh, there's a spin! Let's take a look at the replay. Now watch this. Here's the moment involving Albon. They lose it there. That's the spin. The team are devastated. They'll be questioning just what happened out there. Seems to have been a lock-up. Let's have a look. Now watch this. Lewis Hamilton involved in this one. And yes, that's the lock-up.
We're through to Q2. Great work. In Q2, the fastest 15 cars from Q1 battle it out for only 10 places in Q3. Now let's push even harder for a place in Q3. From the data view, you can see live data from the current session. Here we can see the latest lap and sector times for all drivers, and an overview of their tyre condition. Here you can also view how the current session could affect the drivers' and constructors' championship standings. There's plenty more to dive into with the... It's up to you whether you manage the rest of the qualifying rounds. If you want, you can let the team take control, so you can focus on the upcoming race.
Radio check, Carlos. Can you hear me?
Yeah, all good.
Managing pace will help you manage a car's tyre temperature and wear. Keep an eye on the tyre condition of both cars. Over time, tyre condition will fall, reducing their grip and performance, eventually leading to tyre failures and car retirement. Fuel commands allow drivers to Just keep an eye on your remaining fuel. If we run out, if a driver needs an additional performance push for a short time, there are 3 ERS strategies that deploy more energy than they harvest, but each use that energy for a different purpose. Overtake and defend are best for getting ahead of cars or for keeping them behind you. Deploy is the fastest strategy available. Harvest will prioritize charging up the battery instead of using energy for performance. Neutral will maintain the current battery charge over a lap, which gives a nice balance of energy deployment and harvesting.
Slow down.
Okay.
And confirm. Lift off.
Copy.
Radio check.
Yeah, all good.
Green light. just look after these tires.
Copy.
It's race day, and final preparations are underway.
We saw a reasonably good qualifying performance from Ferrari, and they certainly have a good chance to capitalize during the race. It was a pleasure to watch Red Bull's excellent performance during qualifying. Their drivers will now be looking ahead to the race itself and hoping to capitalize. Tonight is a cloudy one, and there's a good chance of rain. The teams will have to be flexible with their strategy for the race.
And there's going to be a lot for the teams to handle. So will the drivers and their cars be able to cope with the pressure? Let's find out right here at the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Right then, time for the main event, the Bahrain Grand Prix. This is a great time for us to get some early points under our belt. So let's stay focused and push hard. Each driver will need to make at least one pit stop to fit new tyres. On average, a pit stop will cost a driver about 25 seconds. So we need to think carefully about when to pit and why. Let's set a tyre strategy for our drivers now. We need to make sure we have a good plan for when we want the cars to pit. Every race weekend, the team will prepare some recommended strategies to choose from. Let's see what they suggest for this race. Okay, strategy A is a fast but risky option, relying on 2 soft stints and no hard compound at all. Strategy B is a well-balanced option, 2 soft stints and a nice long middle stint on a hard compound. Right, strategy C is a slower but safe option for this track. We'll tackle the final stint on a medium compound instead of a soft tyre. If you think a different approach could work, you can make changes to any of the team strategies or even create one from scratch. We can always adapt our strategy during the race, so we can respond quickly to changing conditions and stay ahead of the pack. Going with strategy B? Just remember this has a very conservative first stint on those soft tyres. Okay, now to select a strategy for our other driver. It doesn't have to be the same for both. You should consider picking a different strategy for each driver. This gives us a chance to take advantage of in-race events and means we won't have both cars pitted on the same lap. That's both drivers with a set strategy in place. Right, let's head back to the preparation area and get this race started.
It's a cloudy night tonight, but otherwise the weather looks good for the race. And there's Charles Leclerc. They're in second place on the grid, but that could so easily change in the first few seconds of the race. And further back, there's Sainz. Starting in third place, they're in a really good position for this race. Everything's been building to this. And this is it, the Bahrain Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
As the cars spend more time on track, make sure you keep an eye on their condition. This all looks great. No damage that I can see to any components. Just make sure to keep an eye on car condition as the race progresses. During the race, you can use the strategy view to check on each driver's strategy and adjust them if need be. You can also check the strategy graphs to see how a car's tyre wear is matching up to the team's expectations. You can also use the car and track tabs to view more details about them. The car tab shows you current and projected component condition and fuel loads, while the track tab has more information about weather and track grip.
DRS enable.
Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place. Here's the replay. Watch this. There's Leclerc. Goodness me, there they go, moving ahead of the other driver. The team watching on and clearly loving that.
Really good lap time.
So at the moment you have P2. At the moment P2.
Red Bull moved up.
DRS.
Yeah, copy.
You're doing a good job.
Ferrari advance the race position.
As the race progresses, remember to keep an eye on the planned strategy you put in place before the race. The strategy view will let you check your strategy, adjust it, or even change it entirely. The data view is also an important area to track during the race. It gives you a deep dive into race data, including lap times for all the team's drivers.
At the moment we are the fastest car on track.
big lift off.
Yeah.
And you are doing a good job.
Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place. Let's see what happened there. Let's have another look. Science is the focus here. And they get past, which moves them up a position. That was a big moment. The team are clearly delighted. Looks like there's been a lockup.
No.
Red Bull gained a place.
Charge button on, charge button on.
Copy.
And charge button on when you can.
Copy.
Okay. Our driver has just entered the pit window. The pit window encompasses the laps that cover the planned pit stops in your strategy. This means it's nearly time to call the planned pit stop. Unless you think there's a reason to pit immediately, I always recommend sticking to the strategy and pitting on the optimal lap.
And Charles, no lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Copy.
And charge button on. Charge button on.
Okay.
So deployed.
Copy.
And charge button on.
Yeah, copy.
And we'll need lift off.
Copy.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Okay.
And we are happy with what you are doing on tires. Good job there.
And Ferrari have just gained places.
So we need to push.
Copy.
And just a reminder on your eyes.
Yeah.
Charge button on. Charge button on.
Okay.
Ready to call a pit stop? Bring the driver in and follow our planned strategy. Right, let's talk tyres. During dry races, all cars need to use at least 2 different tyre compounds. If a car doesn't comply with this rule, it will be disqualified from the race. Ultimately, it's your decision on which tyre compounds we go for. Although I'd strongly recommend sticking to the starting strategy when possible. You can see the estimated lap lifetime for each tyre when you focus on them. Once you've decided which tyre to move to, just confirm the pit stop with the team.
Yeah, very poor grip, I don't know why.
Okay.
What do we do?
And Perez just pitted now. And box now, box, pit confirmed.
Copy, box.
Use DRS.
Copy.
Lift off needed.
Copy.
Ferrari, advance the race position.
Box.
Copy. And speed limiter on. We should slow down.
Copy.
And charge button on.
Copy.
And mode push.
Okay.
No DRS. No DRS, sorry.
Copy.
Sounds like someone's locked up.
And pit confirm.
Yeah, box.
And Gasly is stopping now. and you are doing a good job on tires and brakes.
Delay.
Copy.
Let's take a closer look. Okay, here's the Ferrari. Moving up a place there. Excellent work from them. The driver's team there cheering them on.
And slow down now.
Okay.
And start button on.
Yeah.
And charge button off. Charge button off.
Yeah. Copy.
Oh, we've had a spin.
Charge button off.
Copy that.
Red Bull moved up. Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place. I think someone's run wide. Ferrari, advance the race position. Is that a lockup?
Was a strong lap. Well done.
Red Bull gained a place.
Charge button on.
Copy. Copy.
We can push a bit more.
Copy.
You're doing a very good job. Slow down.
Copy.
And confirm. Lift off.
Yeah.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Copy.
And we need some lift and coast for tire temps.
Copy.
And charge button on. Charge button on.
Copy.
Red Bull moved up. Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place.
Head down.
Okay.
And big lift off.
Yeah, all good.
Very nice job there.
Ferrari, advance the race position. I think there's been a lockup. Let's take a look at the replay. Watch this. There's Leclerc. And this, yes, there, that's the lockup. And the team had such high hopes today. What a shame.
and charge button off.
Copy.
Was a very good lap. Well done.
Okay.
And DRS is disabled. DRS disabled.
Okay.
Was that a lock-up on the track?
Box for medium.
Yeah, happy to box.
And box.
Yeah, box.
Okay, mode push, and you can push.
Copy.
Gasly just pitted now.
Relay. Okay. And slow down now.
All good.
And start button on.
Yeah, all good.
And we need to push for these laps. You're doing a good job.
Copy.
So deployed.
Copy.
And box now, box, speed confirm.
Copy, box.
Slow down.
Okay.
Charles Midley.
Copy. Speed limiter on and speed limiter on. We should slow down.
Yeah, copy.
And charge button on, charge button on.
Copy.
We can push a bit more.
Yeah.
Charge off.
Copy.
Red Bull gained a place.
And will be charge button off.
Yeah, copy.
Red Bull moved up. Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place.
Keep working like this.
Ferrari, advance the race position. Let's have a look. Okay, here's the Ferrari. I think it's safe to say that went down well with the team. Someone's run wide. We can take a look now. Let's have another look. Science is the focus here. They've taken that far too wide.
Here, DRS.
Copy.
And we need some lift and coast.
Okay.
And Charles, no lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Yeah.
And we'll need lift off.
Copy.
All you have for 5 more laps. All you have for 5 more laps, Carlos.
And push.
Copy.
Looks like there's been a lockup. Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place.
And charge button on, charge button on.
Okay.
Lift off needed.
Yeah, copy.
Oh, big lock up there.
And you can push.
Copy.
Free to go.
So we need to push for these laps.
Copy.
So deployed, deployed.
Copy.
No DRS. No DRS for it.
Yeah.
Focus for 2 more laps. Slow down.
Copy that.
Sounds like someone's locked up.
And confirm. Lift off.
Copy. Yeah, very poor grip, I don't know why.
Understood.
How are temperatures?
Just look after these tires.
Copy.
And slow down now.
Copy.
And last lap.
And just a reminder on your eyes.
Okay.
Keep doing the same.
Here's the replay. Okay, here's the Ferrari. And they clear it. Big move for them and a race position gained. Back in the garage, the team absolutely loved it.
Head down.
Copy. Copy.
We should slow down.
Copy.
And Sainz crosses the line first. He's taken the win. Let's take a closer look. There we go. It's a win for Sainz.
Well, it was never certain, but if anything, that must make the victory taste even sweeter.
And checkered flag.
Quite happy with that. A bit frustrating for the end of the race, but it's like this.
You've done a good job.
What a fantastic result for Carlos Sainz. This podium is a remarkable achievement for the whole team. And with that, the Sainz name remains engraved in F1 history. Today's competitors gave it their all, but it's going to be those three taking home the big points. Ferrari had a very good race, proving they're definitely a team to contend with.
I couldn't agree more. It just shows what this team can do when all the pistons are firing.
After an intense weekend, the team ends in first place in the constructor standings.
The teams now look ahead to the next round, where they'll duel it out in the sand dunes of Saudi Arabia.
The team's drivers gain experience over each race weekend, depending on their performance. With enough experience, your drivers will be able to improve their skills. That was a great opening weekend for our team. The board and our sponsors are pleased, and we've earned some extra money for our performance. You can see their response in more detail from the board menu. Take a look at what you can be doing before the next race weekend gets here. Our time is precious, and these moments between races are a good point to develop our team further. You should have an email from the engineering